Have you ever felt like you're not being heard because you're quiet? Like the world is telling you to speak up, be louder, and act like everyone else? Well, what if I told you that being quiet could actually be your biggest strength? Yep, that's right. It's your superpower. Today we're talking about Susan Cain's book, Quiet, the Power of Introverts, in a world that can't stop talking, and why being quiet can give you an edge in life that most people don't even realize. You see, it all starts with energy. Now here's the first thing. Introverts get their energy from quiet. Unlike extroverts who feel alive when they're in big groups talking to everyone, introverts need time alone to recharge. I know it might seem like a disadvantage in a world that's constantly on and pushing us to be loud, social, and outgoing, but here's the twist. That quiet time, that solitude, is where some of the most powerful ideas are born. Let me give you an example. Have you ever been in a crowded room with everyone talking and felt like you just had to get away for a minute? Not because you didn't want to be there, but because your brain needed a break, some space to breathe. That's what introverts thrive on, those moments of peace where you can actually think. And when you think, when you really dive deep into your mind, something magical happens. You come up with ideas that nobody else sees. You find solutions that other people miss because they're too busy talking, trying to get attention, trying to be heard. While they're making noise, you're thinking, solving, and strategizing. That's your strength. Silence is power. Now, let's talk about a powerful little secret. Silence. It might sound strange, but silence can be your greatest weapon. Let me tell you a story. I was once in a meeting with about 10 other people. Everyone was throwing out ideas left and right, trying to be the smartest person in the room, but I stayed quiet. I listened, I watched, I thought. And then when the time was right, I said just one thing, a simple observation that changed the entire direction of the conversation. Everyone stopped. It was like a bomb had gone off, but it wasn't the loudness of my voice that made the impact. It was the weight of my words. You see, I wasn't talking just to talk. I was thinking, analyzing, waiting for the right moment. That's the power of being quiet. You don't have to be the loudest to be the smartest. Sometimes the smartest person in the room is the one who's doing the least talking and the most thinking. Deep focus, big results. Here's something else most people don't realize. Quiet people are often the best at doing what I call deep work. This is when you shut out all the distractions and really focus on a task. And let me tell you, introverts are masters of this. Think about the greatest artists, writers, and scientists in history. Many of them were introverts. People like Albert Einstein, J.K. Rowling, and even Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple. They didn't succeed by being loud or always in the spotlight. They succeeded because they could focus for long periods of time, working alone, solving problems, and coming up with the incredible ideas. And here's the thing, deep work, that ability to focus, is more important than ever. We live in a world of constant distractions. Our phones buzzing, emails popping up, people pulling us in every direction. But if you master the art of focus, if you can embrace the quiet and shut out the noise, you can accomplish so much more than the average person. The power of listening. Now here's another secret. Introverts are incredible listeners. And in a world where everyone's trying to talk over each other, this is a game changer. Let me ask you this. How many times have you been in a conversation where you felt like the other person wasn't really listening to you? They're nodding their head, sure, but they're just waiting for their turn to speak. It's frustrating, right? Well, introverts have a superpower here. They actually listen. They hear you. They take in what you're saying. And because they're not in a rush to respond, they often give the best, most thoughtful replies. This makes introverts fantastic in relationships, whether personal or professional. They're the ones who build deep connections because they care about what you have to say. They're not just waiting to make their point, they're thinking about how they can understand you better. Being quiet doesn't mean being weak. Let's clear something up right now. Just because someone's quiet, it doesn't mean they're weak. In fact, it's the opposite. Think about it. In a world where everyone's trying to be heard, the person who's silent, who's comfortable in their own skin, has a certain confidence that others don't. They don't need to prove themselves. They don't need to shout to be noticed. They know their value. They know that when they speak, people will listen because what they say is worth listening to. Have you ever been in a situation where you were the quiet one in the room and people assumed you didn't have anything to contribute? Only to have them shocked when you finally spoke up and said something that completely shifted the conversation? It's like they didn't see it coming, but you knew you had the power all along. Quiet leadership is underrated. Now let's talk about leadership. Most people think that leaders need to be loud, charismatic, and always in the spotlight. But here's a little secret. Some of the most effective leaders in history have been introverts. Take Bill Gates, for example. He's not the loudest guy in the room, but he built one of the most successful companies in the world. How? By being thoughtful, strategic, and empowering the people around him. Introverted leaders are great at listening to their team, understanding their needs, and making decisions that benefit everyone, not just themselves. They don't need to be the center of attention, which means they're often more focused on getting results than getting credit. Imagine this. You're in charge of a team. Instead of trying to control every little detail, you step back and give your team the space to come up with their own ideas. You listen, you guide, and because you're not trying to dominate the conversation, your team feels empowered to do their best work. This is the kind of leadership that gets real, lasting results. Let's talk about recharge time. Introverts need alone time to recharge, and guess what? That's not a bad thing. In fact, it's one of the keys to their success. After a long day of socializing or working with a team, introverts need to step away, get some peace and quiet, and recharge their batteries. It's during this time that they reflect, think about what worked and what didn't, and plan their next move. Let me give you a personal example. After a busy day, I used to feel guilty for wanting to be alone. I thought it meant I was antisocial or that something was wrong with me. But once I embraced my need for quiet time, everything changed. I became more focused, more energized, and more productive. If you're someone who needs that time alone, don't fight it. Embrace it. Use it to your advantage. This is where your best ideas are going to come from. And here's the biggest secret of all. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Okay, I get it. Being quiet has its perks, but what's the real secret? What's the one thing that's going to change everything? All right, here it is. The darkest secret that nobody talks about. People who are quiet, who observe, who listen, and who think before they act, they see things other people miss. They notice the details. They understand what's really going on beneath the surface. And because of that, they make smarter decisions. They avoid mistakes. And they find opportunities that others overlook. Think about it. When you're not constantly talking, when you're not trying to be the loudest voice in the room, you can actually pay attention. You see the gaps. You spot the problems before they become disasters. And that gives you a massive advantage. So here's my final question for you. Are you ready to embrace your quiet power? If you are, you're going to want to watch this next video. How to be different from others and why you should. It's going to show you exactly how to stand out, even if you don't fit the mold that society tries to push on you. Trust me, it's going to change the way you see yourself. Stay quiet and stay powerful.